James Helder, IFL TV, in association with MT Go Global. With me, I've got trainer Dave Coldwell. We're here in Belfast. Firstly, how are you, Dave?
I'm good. I'm very good, thanks.
Good.
How's yourself?
I'm very well. How have you found Belfast so far?
A little bit wet, but it's all right. It's nice place to be. People are nice. Just could do with a little bit nicer weather.
Now, you're here in two capacities. You've obviously got the machine, Anthony Fowler, in action,
Yep.
as well as doing some punditry and commentary work for Sky Sports.
Yep. So I've got to do the old Superman change straight after Fowler's fight again.
Brilliant. What time is Fowler on tonight?
He's on at 7:35.
Okay. What's it like working with the machine? He seems like a bit of a character.
He is. It's completely different to what I thought originally when the first suggestion of training came along. I thought it'd be hard work. I thought it'd be a bit of a diva, and he's not. He is good to work with. He wants to learn. He just wants to improve. He wants to be the best that he can possibly be. The best thing about him is that he understands that he's got so much work to put in and so much improvement to go along. He knows how to sell himself. He knows how to get people interested in him and interact with fans and people on social media. But don't let that get you twisted on what his attitude behind closed doors is. He's got a very, very good attitude behind closed doors in the gym.
Let's talk a little bit about how things are going with Coldwell. You seem to be flying at the moment. You've got a stable full of gyms. You're obviously busy on your your punditry and coaching stuff. How do you put down all this success? How was all this came about to fruition for you?
God, that's that's a good question. That is. Just fluked it, really. I've been in boxing a long time. I think a lot of people think that I've just popped along with Bellew and jumped on the big fights bandwagon. But you know, I started like everybody else, walking into a gym, terrified to walk in, seeing all these fighters in the gym and thinking, I can't do this, and walk straight back out. You know, I was 15 when I started boxing. I always wanted to go earlier, but I was never allowed. So at 15, when I left home, I started boxing, and it's the best thing that I ever did because it gave me confidence. It gave me a foundation. You know, at the Brendan Ingle gym, growing up, and I did grow up in that gym alongside the likes of your Johnny Nelsons and your Prince Naseems, your Bomber Grahams. Slugger O'Toole, Clifton Mitchell, all them kind of guys, and then later on came, your Pelly Reid, your John Paxsons, and it was a good setup, a good gym, and I was kind of like the, little Dave. My ambition was to follow the path of Johnny rather than a Naz, because Naz was an unbeaten superstar. I knew I was never going to be like that. I never had the confidence. I wasn't good enough to do that. But I had the work ethic and the dedication and the discipline of a Johnny Nelson. So I kind of like wanted to be like him. Wasn't meant to be. But what I learned as a fighter, I then put into when I started training fighters and looking after journeymen. I started off, people see me in big fights now and think I've just, like I said, just come along for the ride. But I used to go to Scotland, drive up to Scotland with a fighter who's doing a journeyman, who's doing a 4-rounder, drive all the way to Scotland for 12 minutes work after training him, coming all the way back, getting home at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, because back then I weren't put up in hotels, and get paid £80. I've done all things like that, and I think when you learn how to look after your journeyman and get them through fights against big punchers, dangerous fighters, fights where you're looking after them, giving them, so they can give a good account of themselves, but knowing when enough's enough, or just knowing how to get them to survive. When you learn at that level, then I think that holds you in good stead for moving into the bigger fights. And so after time, as you fast forward, Ryan Rhodes, Kell Brook, Lee McAllister all won titles with me. Chris Emmanuel was my first one. He won a British Masters title. So I've kind of like done quite a lot. So now I'm involved in the bigger fights and bigger nights. So I'm not gonna you know I'm not gonna justify it, so to speak. I've kind of like done it the long way, the hard way. You know, I'm 42 years old, so it's not like I'm some young kid that's come along now. So yeah, I'm happy to be where I am. I'm proud to be where I am. But more importantly, I'm grateful to be where I am.
What's been the highlight of your career as a trainer so far?
I can't. There's no comparison. There's been some great nights. Ryan Rhodes, when he came back. He came to me, and his mission was to get some respect off the fans and win a British title. People thought he'd retired, and the night that he beat Gary Walcombe to win the British title, that was massive. But then the night that he beat Jamie Moore in a massive domestic showdown, where he was the underdog, and that was huge. Kell Brook winning a British title, that was like a lot of pressure coming off because Kell was a big prospect. But without doubt, another one in there actually as well, that was a big night and something that I'm very proud of. It's different. It's a different sort of emotion and different sort of feeling. But for that individual, as a trainer, Daniel Thorpe boxing live on ITV1, as a journeyman, live on ITV1 in front of millions of viewers. I think they got about 7 million viewers or something against Amir Khan. For him walking out main event, he still talks about that to this day. That's his highlight. So that's up there as well. But shadowing everything else, without doubt, is Goodison Park. Tony Bellew winning the WBC world title. That was everything. And if, you know, when you set along, you know, you're going to be a trainer, you want to win this, you want to win that, you want to train and win a world title fight, you know. When Bellew come to me, everyone said, "Oh, you're not going to do anything at cruiserweight. Got no chance." He didn't accept what people said, what people's opinions are. Worked hard, so driven, and the pressure that was on him on Goodison, and I knew what it meant to him. That was the one, that without a doubt, and that'll, you know, the Haye fight that we've had since and everything like that. Different emotions, different sort of wins. Nothing will top that night, I don't think.
What was your lowest point in boxing? What time has been your lowest point, your lowest that you felt, can I do this?
What are you doing? This is your life? The lowest, what, as a trainer or in boxing full stop?
In boxing full stop.
2. Kieran Farrell and Jerome Wilson. And I don't need to explain anything else about that.
You've got a lot of good fighters in the gym now. You've got big fights to look forward to, big nights coming up. What's it like being around Tony Bellew day in, day out? What do you feel that you've brought to him and improved him as a fighter?
I just think we work well together. I think he trusts me, and he trusted me with his career. He listens to what I ask him to do. He works very hard, and yeah, we work together. Yeah, listen, I don't claim to have reinvented the wheel. We work well together, and results prove that. You know, I work very hard in the gym, and I expect my fighters to work very hard, fighters to listen, and he has done, and it's worked. You know, it's for him to say what he feels that he's improved on. It's for other people to look at and say, I know what he's improved on. But I just think we work well together, and certain fighters work well with certain coaches, and it works and it clicks, and if it clicks, you can get the best out. I think what I am good at is getting the best out of somebody, getting the best out of them. I don't train everybody the same. I don't expect all my fighters to box the exact same. We don't do the same sort of things, you know. Do the same sort of things whenever, you know, in front of media workouts or TV, then yeah, it's just a generic thing that you're just doing just for the fans sort of thing. But we don't work the same, you know. I've got right now I train I train 5 boxers, different styles, different ways, so we don't all do the same sort of stuff. But it works. We're getting results. You have ups and downs. I mean, I remember, during my time in boxing, you've had different gyms having different successes. For a while it was Manchester, then it'd be Liverpool, then it'd be Sheffield, then it'd be London. Different camps having a little bits of success and things like that. And I never take anything for granted in what's going on. Things are going well right now, and they've been going well for about last 3 or 4 years really. We've been doing really well. But I've been working with some good fighters that give it absolutely everything. And so it's just a good fit.
Can Tony Bellew repeat history and beat David Haye for a second time? Injury or no injury, can he win that fight conclusively?
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt he can, yeah. And I know it's not the popular consensus, and I know it's, the opinions of countless others believe we fluked it. And everyone makes a big deal about, after 5 rounds you were losing. Wow. I said before the fight, we weren't counting about the early rounds. It was about what we were doing in the early rounds and what Haye would be doing in the early rounds. That's what we said, and it kind of went exactly how we predicted. Didn't predict an Achilles injury, but we did say about, is his body going to hold up? We did say that, and we did say, beforehand, we're not fighting David Haye of yesteryear, who was shit hot, blasting through everybody in the cruiserweight division, looking sensational and great athlete. We're fighting an older version. In the rematch, are we fighting a younger version? Are we fighting an older version than March 4th? Yeah. Are we fighting a version that's had another injury? Yeah. He's he looks great. He's recovered again. He's dancing on his toes, and he's got all his nifty footwork. I think he's going to be very, very good on December 17th. I think he's going to be faster, sharper. But do I think he's going to be good enough to beat Bellew on December 17th? No, I don't.
Dave Coldwell, thank you very much for the time on TV today. It's great to get you on the channel, champ.
Thanks, mate. Always a pleasure being on.
I look forward to catching up real soon. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.